Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT champion for a custom race on Gran Turismo Sport. So, probably for today that I'm about to start using the Lancia Delta HF Integrale Evoluzione 1991. So this one is definitely a standard vehicle in which it turns out to be race modified as a Group B rally car for it. So, well, looks like this car is actually an N200 vehicle, so this might be very worked out to be driving on dirt tracks for it. So probably the standard horsepower by default at 209, so that might be very good. So probably it also has a 5-speed transmission, so might be very good for an Italian road car for it, because might be very perfectly to go in for it. So looks like it's time to go in to take a little dirt track for a little test drive for it. So let's go on over to Sardenga to be raced at the windmills. Well, I really guess that taking a rally time would be very much impressive to be quite getting a little bit excited for. So I really guess that time to go in for doing a sunrise sport, but even so, probably it is still a premium vehicle since GT5 Prologue. Well, it is definitely seen by debut because it is very cool for having this nice style interior for it. So let's go and get everything started out. So I should probably go with the M1000 category, but maybe I'm just gonna have to go with the flow to make it might be very more challenging specificated for it. So I might be able to go with 5 laps. Everything's all good now. Maybe let's begin. Alright, so looks like the mystery challenger is the Nissan GT-R 2017. Well, looks like the Lancia Delta is really good to see a supercar to join in to take the little highly advanced heated challenge for this race. So looks like might be very good for it, because this is about to get down and dirty for having an old school versus modern supercar for this race. So probably getting everything set up here on the traction control by recommend. So counting steering assist can also to be on strong, so I might be able to go for it. Alright, here we go, and they're out. Well, looks like the GT-R is taking the head start. So, looks like this is going to getting a little bit much tougher to do it. 5 laps can also extend the amount of time for it, because this is going to get very fasted up for it. Well, even so, I'm always go for picking a better all-wheel drive vehicle this segment to be driving on dirt. But even so, this may be giving a little bit of a head start for taking a little chance to beat the Nissan GT-R for it. So I kind of think this interior view is quite very cool and specificated to be old retro style rally car for it. But probably if the Lancia Stratos can also participate for the next update on GT Sport, but it also needs to take a little bit of time for the last 31 days. So this might be getting a good style for driving around the dirt track for it. So this is going to giving a little bit more challenging and specificating here for you. Looks like the GT-R is about to get slowed down on the upper hill. The Delta is going faster and beyond the dirt. Okay, that's very good. Looks like almost there to catch up to that supercar. Old style legend never gives up without breaking an inch. Okay, second lap is going to be going in for it. So this is going to giving a little bit much steady amount of grip for it. But probably the GT-R is still in first place. That might be giving a little hard struggle to catch up for. Okay, almost there. like I'm still trying to catch up by the trail for it. This is going to get a little bit hard challenge for having a little face-off for it. There you go. Looks like that's getting drawn closer up a bit. Taking the Advanced World Rally Championship back in 1991. Well, looks like the GTR doesn't want to be in second place for it. The Delta never stops to take a little bit of advantage for it and goes right into the inside to reach in first place. Told you 4-door standard vehicles can also drive on dirt for it. Okay, that's better. Now, time to go in and continuing on here for the next lap of the race, and then this will be able to form to survive this run for it. Well, looks like GTR is really wants to take a little strike back moment. Just give it a little bit more slow time until, just give it a little quick recover. So, looks like I'm halfway there for it because, well, looks like my progress start making to collect 20 million credits to go and buy a Quebec historic race car because it takes a long time for it. But probably everybody thinks it might be very easier to be harvesting some credits to be more collective by winning some more races for it. Well, probably just go and take the premium sports lounge at Blue Moon Bay Speedway. That might be very easier to collect for it. But even so, that might be taking the requirement to be bringing one Quebec historic race car to participate in the Gran Turismo League. That might be also need to have a little segment to continue on to do the Let's Play part for it. But sometimes it also takes a little long time to delay for having the moment for it. It takes patience for every viewer who really wants to take a look at a nostalgic historic racing car for it. So I'm just gonna have to try all these cars out in the August update. Whoa, man! Kinda think the GTR really go fast enough a bit. I should probably have to keep an eye out on the gap distance. There we go, so time to go slide downhill. Well, probably the GTR is really getting strong horsepower for it, but the Lancia Delta still got the standard horsepower to drive on the dirt. That might be all good for now. Well, definitely this is very good looking interior style in the 90s for it. Alright, let's go and take a little slow down and wait until the GTR is... Yep, definitely slammed it on the rear for it. Well, I kind of think I also enjoying the August update trailer where the Lancia Delta drives on the dirt for it. But good thing I also bring it out for it because the color white is definitely giving good choice for it. So this might be very good, relatively terms for having a little off-road challenge for it. Alright, almost there. It looks like the final lap is gonna be prepared. And here we go, and let's reach first place with using this standard. Well, looks like the GTR just finally found the exact weak spot for it. So let's go for it and let's make a day to live. Just taking a little short comeback overtake for it because this might be doing this all the day long. Well, yes, the GTR can also stay one gap for a longer stay, but it is going to have to be more precipitated, easier, in case if a supercar can also drive by past with between the left and right positions. Maybe this will be able to keep an eye out for it, in case if there's definitely a little weak spot for it. Okay, almost there. Just gonna have to make it to the finish line before the GTR comes back. That might be giving it in to buy some time for it. Okay, almost there. Just reach onto the blue ring and then see the checker flag, and the Lancia Delta comes in first place for a wonderful comeback return. Well, looks like GTR just giving a little offensive run for it, because the Delta never gives up for having an off-road vehicle for giving the best advantage for it. That might be quite very smart and very advanced to do some technique corners. Well, clean race bonus, just giving the good time to have a little successful plus bonus for it. That might be giving in and adding up to gain more distance. So, looks like that was a pretty good race for a standard vehicle versus supercar. Will be quite getting hard in to see for itself. Well, probably for the next race, time to go on over to race at Colorado Springs Lake. So, I might be able to go in and be prepared for the next round for having a little different time conditions. So let's go with the evening before I'll be able to get ready to race at the Fisherman's Ranch. So I was thinking for it because, well, the Lancia Delta was definitely the main vehicle since Gran Turismo 2, but it is definitely quite very good for it because standard road car becomes a rally car as a race modification. Could be quite very challenging for it to be raced at the track or off-road for it. But even so, it might be quite very good to be raced as a Group B car. That might be very good to take a little bit more challenging for the 1990s World Rally Championship. So, looks like Colorado Springs is definitely going in by the next round, and looks like the GTR is definitely the next main toughest opponent. Well, probably speaking of which, I might be able to start tuning up the performance of the horsepower, so this might be able to give it in for adding up some more power for the Lancia Delta. So definitely the aerodynamics is not tunable because it is definitely a standard vehicle for it, but in which a premium vehicle does giving the right choice for it. So definitely there is the front rear torque split, but it cannot be tuned up here by the moment. So I might be able to go in and leave this max speed by default by giving a little standard issue. That might be getting a good set for use. Alright, let's go again for it. Okay, so GTR always gives quite a head start, and then the Delta is gonna be catching up for it, just like having a little goose chase for it. Alright, time to go for it, and let's give it for a little off-road contest. Okay, GTR is still definitely trying to stay away from the Lancia Delta as possible before I'm about to go in. Might be very good for it. So definitely cannot change the torque on the all-wheel drive because this is gonna have to be doing it without it. But it is definitely still working on it to drive on dirt. So, looks like it's still going on for having a little goose chase for it. Whoa, giving a little steep jump might be getting a little bit cautious. Well, definitely the handling is quite very good to drive at that off-road. That might be very perfectly to be used as a variant design for it. But even so, looks like this is going to giving a little bit of a hard time to catch up, do a little bit more training exercise experience program for it. Okay, second lap is going in for it, and then, wow, pretty perfect start for the Lancia Delta for it. I guess the Stratos can also do that, so when it comes out for it. Okay, steady. Just do a little bit quick slow, then the GTR comes back in the lead. Not just a simple chance to do it. There we go. That's the way it goes. Now, better to be aware of that. Better to make a little attempting turn. Good thing that handling is quite giving the best advantage to go for it. There you go. Just finally taking the new fastest lap. Then, get the Belgian driver really wants to have my fastest lap. Maybe I should probably have to go for it to do a little fasting turns and then doing freestyle dirt for it. Well, rallycross racing is definitely giving the best choice for all-wheel drive vehicles to be going on in. Now let's make a little slow turn and then get back in if I recovered. Okay, so maybe this is, oh man, GTR always getting too steep and close. Better to do it on the TCS0 as fast as possible. That might be very important to be aware of that. Go. Just take a little advanced off-road turn. We'll be going extreme freestyle. Okay, looks like almost there at the end of the third lap. Now moving on to the fourth. Definitely still got more improvement to be giving a little bit chance to do it though. Okay, this should keep it more fun. Better to stay focused and keep an eye out on the Nissan GTR. That could be the most hardest, difficult challenge ever yet, folks. And taking a little bit of extreme steep jumps and this will give it more time to Optin. Well, probably we also need snow tracks for it because that might be very cool to be skiing around with. Well, probably until winter comes. Now this might be the time to get ready to go and take a little snow track for using goofy rally car course. That might be the place before winter comes, and that's how we begin to do a little bit more skiing time for it. So, looks like final lap is finally here, and looks like this is going to be quite getting all the two-stage warm-up training for it because, well, I kind of think I should probably have to be prepared for having a little goofy challenge. We're using the Lancia Delta to be quite very advanced, difficult, and tougher for having a little bit of race time for it. I should probably be prepared for it. For the matters, what's for the best and what's for the worst. Guess this is going to be the only answer is to figure something out for yourself. Okay, nailed that jump. Probably giving more time until get everything ready up for the final stages for the goofy challenge. The Lancia Delta really wants to go for it because that vehicle was born to take the challenge against the toughest goofy rally car ever around. Well, probably might be getting a better choice to keep the handling to be approved. Ha! Well, looks like what you know. The bulk suspension just giving a little bit of fast improvement to give it more juice. That will be quite very inevitable to be quite getting me to kick it up a notch for it. So probably taking a little bit of hard time to take it to a higher challenge would be very stronger to be ever made for. So probably this is going to have to be prepared until this will get everything warmed up for it. So, looks like this is going to be prepared for everything setting up, but probably I might be able to do a little bit of quick tune-up before get everything ready up to go to Fisherman's Ranch. That might be where it's going to be prepared for the toughest events of all. Group B rally cars could be quite very tougher to be made. So I had to be making a promote type to become as N300 just to make sure this will be quite very in case of an improvement for it. Now let's go over and let's do it. So this might be very good to be prepared until things about to get ready to go. Okay, so looks like this is it. Might be where it all comes down to this. So this will be able to be ready to be raced at the daytime because this is going to have to get everything bootled out for it. So probably I might be able to go with 3 laps and that might be giving an advanced challenge for it. So this will be going professional because this will be getting a lot of challenges to be prepared. And this where it also comes down for this next tougher opponent. It's the Audi Sport Quattro S1 1987. Oh man, this is gonna get very challenging for having an all-out race. The Pikes Peak rally car versus standard default road car will be very brutal to be prepared for the best. So, let's adjust the horsepower and let's see what happens if this is gonna have to do it. Well, I hope I could probably have to beat the S1 Quattro, and this is where it all comes down to this. That's how the Audi always takes a little fasting head start. So the Delta can also go for a little bit of advanced freestyle turn. This is gonna have to get everything prepared to do this for a higher challenge. See, the S1 just definitely just giving a little fast brake for it. This is gonna be quite very tougher to drive fast and drive handling as possible. So I had to be on the lookout for some barriers. That might be getting a little bit tougher for it. Ooh, this is gonna get a lot of rough jumping around here. Come on, get this turn thing at third gear. Pick that TCS off and then go for it. Okay, so it looks like we're going on a slow hairpin. Always have to putting on the e-brake when you're taking a steeper hard turn. This will give it much more better advantage in case if you wanted to go back up and catch it up again. But even still, the Audi's still trying to get away from me from a far distance. Be at least 5 gap. So time to go in and time to do something else, to go a little bit nice and slow, do a little dash and run. There's the Audi S1 Quattro taking a little bit slow time. Then let's go and make a little bit of extreme jump. Ooh, hoo, hoo. Two of them are taking a little bit of hard jump. Now let's just go in and take a little slip. Better to take on the inside turn until the Audi S1 is definitely giving you a little half a chance to overtake. There, stay on second place. This will be given much time for the Delta to go in for it. Whoa, man! That was so close to giving a little bit of easier slam in by approach, coming from behind. So let's just try to keep the horsepower to maintain the speed until the S1 comes back. Alright, more like it. Second lap is still going on by the start, and oh man, snap! That was very crazy. That almost makes me, I'm almost crashed out, and then the S1 Quattro just definitely comes by, and then that was a crazy quick recovery. Man, that was pretty intense for that one. They didn't see that one coming. But this is very intense for this crazy moment. So definitely the S1 is currently coming back on the lead. Looks like this takes a little bit of a long time to short them out for it. But man, standard road car versus rally car could be very intense. This is going to be quite giving a hard challenge for each other racers can also to try to make some more credits to go stacked up very easily. But they always like to do an easier way to earn some cash, the quickest way to do it. Well, they always had to go on to Premium Sports Lounge to be quite giving a better time to do it. Alright, now I'm at the downhill. Looks like this is very good. Give a little bit more steeper turn of grip until the Audi just giving the right advantage to go drive straight. That might be the strong point for it. The Lancia Delta doesn't like it the most. Whoa, man! It's a better way to distract the Audi S1 because they just really want to go back in first place to go for the glory. Okay. So, looks like this is going to be getting a little bit harder and tougher then, folks. That should be quite very good to be putting on the checkered flag when I reach in first place or not. So, final lap is going to be quite very tougher, folks, because it's going to be now or never. Quite difficult to face up against tougher rally cars for it. Well, sometimes most other modern Group B cars are giving a little hard challenge to keep it up and drive harder. But one retro Group B is definitely quite giving a little better fastest lap ever yet around, so I had to go in and drive harder for it so I'd be able to be putting back on the list. So this is the right time to go for it, so I had to be aware so I can attempting the back hit on it. Oh snap, that is so very close. That was very rough around the crazy straight for it. So, looks like back in second place. Hope the Audi is going to do a little bit of slow time, so I'll be able to come back for more. Come on. Just drive straight inside and then you'll be good. Hope this is gonna be good and oh ho ho! 2 cars jumped by giving an epic moment. Now this is gonna be quite very good to see it. Somebody better have to grab a camera because 2 rally cars by having an epic jump, that means that they are really good rivals for this race. Come on, this is gonna give it much more closer to import. Bummer, that was so close, and then looks like Lancia Delta just definitely did its best. Well, looks like I worked so hard to beat this race for a bit, but even so, that might be able to have a next segment when I'm using the Lancia Delta board. So it looks like the Audi S1 is going to be taking a little bit of hard challenge to beat the Italian rally car board. So probably that was so close to be reached up to be almost 100,000 gram. So that might be quite giving a good amount of count for it. So even so, taking some hard challenges to do some practicing if you really want to do it right to face up against the toughest rally car ever yet. So this might be getting a little bit more hard challenging workout board because this will be giving a little bit hard chance to do it, so that might be able to get some more horsepower to be improved. Will be given much better horsepower for it. So I really guess it's time to go and I'm purchasing the 2 colors. So I might be able to buy the K1 mate color and probably the white bore mate color will be quite very good for it. So probably 3 more to go should be quite very good enough for it. So really guess that this is pretty good for the Lancia Delta board. But that was very closer board, so the Lancia Delta HF Intelli Evolutionary Sony is quite very good for a strong amount of this very good horsepower board, but this one has a good variant to be customizable board. But even so, the Delta rally car is definitely also seen from Gran Turismo 3 to 6, so this might be very good board. Oh yeah, I almost forgot about Gran Turismo 2 because it's been race modified board. So even so, that was a pretty good vehicle to be driving on dirt. That might be able to be quite kicking up a notch to be able to use it on the all-wheel drive challenge. So definitely, four-wheel drive challenge also has a dirt track since I raced it for a long time for it. Well, probably that might be very good for having the Delta HF vehicle for giving a good choice to race it on the dirt, or it also to be drivable to be on the tarmac course for it. That will be much fine for it. Okay folks, well, glad that you enjoyed this wonderful segment video. Glad that you liked it, and I hope you really enjoyed for seeing this Lancia Delta HF to be on the track to be raced around the dirt. Glad that you enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube, and don't forget the links on the description down below in case if you want to see more if you're interested with board. So looks like that's very good for having a good custom race for the next race on Gran Turismo Sport. So glad that that was very good. So I'll see you guys next time, and I'll do my best to use this same car to beat that Audi S1 Quattro. So I'll make sure I'll do my best for it. So I'll see you guys later, and keep on racing you guys and stay cool.